Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Capricorn. If Capricorn is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. And so our card tonight is the Eight of Discs, which has everything to do with prudence. Okay, and so I just want to point out we have this little heart kind of marking the edge there. We'll see what these tea leaves have to say on the inside. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. And it is free to subscribe. Okay. Okay, so we have a boat. Yet another boat. I'm trying to see. Okay, so we have, it looks like a person right here. You can see the head and the arms and the body. And the boat is right here, by the way. And then they have their gaze going this way. You can see almost like laser eyes. And then we have, it looks like, I keep thinking it looks like a tooth, like a giant tooth. Okay, and then above it we have a rooster. So I'm looking at this and I'm thinking like it seems more literal than most of the symbolisms or the kind of the little allegories that emerge here. But I think that this really is kind of like, okay, there's kind of a little alarm going off. Okay, we have the rooster up there telling you, okay, wake up. And something to do with maybe your mouth health or a tooth or some kind of pain, something. So, I think that it feels like it's a big deal. So maybe this is something that's really, kind of keeping you up at night. Maybe something that is really aching, throbbing, or uncomfortable. Okay. So, I don't know. I know it just says, it's like saying, take a look at it. Get it checked out if you can. If you have the privilege to have access to dental care, definitely, and if not, maybe trying something, that to ease some of that pain there. Okay. All right. So we do have the boat. I'm going to keep turning it just to see. We'll come back to that boat. We've had a lot of the boats lately in the readings. Okay. And so we do have two people. I want to look at this one first before we go to the boat. And then I just want to turn this over once. Okay. Okay. Yeah. All right. We're going to start here. Kind of a little story emerging. So we have a person here, okay? We have a person here. We have some kind of flower in between. And so I feel like this maybe, it kind of strikes me as being, maybe the relationship between like an adult and their mother. This maybe is your mother or a caretaker figure, somebody like a mother, feels like a mother. And I feel like there's a sense of really honoring this person. I think always kind of you have been in awe of in some way, and really appreciated them for all that they kind of, did for you, and maybe gave up a lot to parent you, take care of you, to mentor you, and all of the things. And I think that you were loved greatly, or you are loved. They love you. Like, I say it past tense, but I don't mean it past tense. But I think that you are very loved. Okay, and I don't think you ever kind of felt that you weren't. I think that there was a security there in knowing. Okay, I see within this we have kind of, you could imagine some kind of high priestess or devotee and holding their arm up, kind of giving an offering. And I look and I think, there just really seems to be this ability to love and cherish others because of this relationship. I feel like you have a secure attachment style, if that's really a thing or not, I don't know. But I think that if anybody could have a healthy relationship, I mean, I don't know what that would really look like technically, or if we all have our own nuanced ways of having relationships, and each of our relationships is different, isn't it? So it's hard to say what is really the standard of something super healthy, but something that works for you and works for your loved one, right? But I think having this kind of person in your life really got you set up from a young age, from those most important years of your life, feeling that you were important. You were put first a lot. You were cared for. You were looked over. You were looked after, not looked over, and paid attention to, listened to. Okay, was it always wonderful? Probably not. But that's what it is with our parents and our caregivers. Sometimes they're human beings, just like anybody else, right? And they make mistakes, and you make mistakes, and sometimes, within the growth, there are distressful moments, and even years that go by where it's it's more contentious than others, and but coming back to a place of feeling very solid in that relationship. And so I think it really has, it's created this space for you. And I see we have a person here, we have a person here, and they're holding up a small child, okay? And then up here it looks like an angel coming down and kind of touching the head of this person. So I feel like there really is a sense of being blessed, being very blessed, and having moments of great happiness. I feel, of course, maybe you've had hardships. Who hasn't, right? And difficulties in life are relative. If they have been little, if they've been big, if there've been a few or many, all of that is relative. So, if you have suffered, you suffered, okay? And, at times I think that you probably have, because I'm looking at all of this and I'm thinking, this is a person who is balanced in a lot of ways. It's not all just that you've been given a good life and you've never wanted for anything, and everything was perfect. You have, a great disposition, and nobody's ever hurt you, or, anything like that. I mean, hopefully, I would be so happy to see something like that for somebody. But, I think that you've had some of your own ordeals, and a lot of your ability to manage that is because you you have developed the tools, you know, given to you and through your own living as well. Okay, and I feel there is a sense of joy and family, in this unifying factor, and I feel that if you have children, or if you will have children or grandchildren, you will put the same time and affection, and you know, in some ways, like breaking your back for your kids, and doing whatever you have to do to give them a good life, and you know, you really have this mentality, I believe, and I think there's a lot of joy in the unity of all of this, you know. And so now I look at, we turn it, and I see we have a person here who is standing. We have the head, kind of the body, and then we have this other person who is kind of leaning over. Okay, and I look at it as somebody, and maybe this is the same person, the mother figure, kind of coming into a time where they're leaning on you more now. Maybe you are taking care of them, and you know, this whole new dynamic that has arisen through age, you know, the passage of time and aging, and you know, the configuration changes, it shifts, and now you are kind of their angel, and I see the wings here. You are taking care of them. You are the one showing up for them. And I feel like it is a beautiful, and it is a, you know, most ideal kind of transition of responsibility, of kind of being the lead in the family, and you know, basically what we mostly hope for in life. You know, we all know that our parents, our mentors, our chosen family, they're going to age, right? And they're going to need help. And if we are lucky, we have the time, energy, and resources to help them. That's not always the case, right? But I do feel like in this situation, this is, you know, you are coming into this era of your life, you know, where that's either this person is going to lean on you more and more. Okay. Now down here, I see another child. Okay. I see a child. I see the son. And so I feel like there's this real, it seems like it's just the perfect thing where everything's moving and everything's kind of falling into place, and now the younger generation is starting to come up, and you are giving the energy that your parent figure gave to you. You're giving it to them, and now you're taking care of your parent figure, and one day, you know, that younger person will probably take care of you, you know, and it seems to be everything in the right place right now. Okay. Now we do have a stop sign right here, and then we have a plane. So I feel like there will be some reason to kind of stop in your routine, and you're going to be traveling. If this is for leisure, work, or family, I feel like it will be coming up here, and probably, and I'm looking at it looks like a 3. So I think really in the next like 3 months. Okay. And that seems like it's going to be something important for you. If it maybe is a break, or if something comes up and you have to kind of travel away from home, whatever it is, it will be coming here pretty soon. And we have another stop sign right there. Interesting. So another stop sign, and I want to look and see if we have any numbers over here. Okay, so I'm trying to decide if this, it kind of looks like an old 4, but it's backwards. So I feel like we have 1, 4, 7, if that means anything to you. 1, 4, 7. And besides that, though, we have that stop sign. And I'm looking at it and it feels like there's almost a sense of needing to stop and really kind of, and I think this is where that 8 of discs comes in with the prudence. Slowing down at times, not overdoing, not overscheduling yourself, making sure that you have time to, unwind, time to spend with your spouse, your child, your parent, your work, all, I mean, I don't have to list all the stuff, but I think it's important that you don't burn yourself out. Of course, we don't want that for you. So I think you really sometimes have to, and this is a Capricorn thing, and I'm Capricorn rising, so I understand. I understand some of the traits of our behaviors. But yeah, sometimes you just really have to schedule, like, okay, this Wednesday at 2:00, I'm taking, 22 minutes for myself. And I'm going to go, and take a walk or get a massage or, lay on the floor and daydream or whatever it is, But I think that you really do at least 2 or 3 times a week. Schedule a few minutes for yourself. If you can get more, yes, do it, please. But making sure that you are advocating for yourself, to yourself, right? You're important. You need to be taken care of. You need to take care of yourself in those ways. Making sure that you have a little downtime. Making sure you have time to do things that make you feel alive. Things that make you want to be alive. Things that, are inspiring and energetic and beloved, something. Get in there and do something. And, even if it feels kind of contrived because you had to, put it in the calendar, okay. But, go, even if you get to that point and that day comes and you think, okay, well, I could be getting like the laundry done. No. Stick to it. Keep this date for yourself. And maybe the first, 1, 2, 3 times you're going to feel like a little selfish or like you're wasting time. But I promise you, if you get in the habit of doing it and making use of that time doing the thing that you love, you're going to start to feel like, how was I existing without this time? We all deserve moments to kind of, do whatever we need to do, whatever we want to do, to unwind, so we are not to that breaking point, And so, yes, please do that. Please, please, please. All right. Let's see. We're going to do the Happier Me affirmation cards. Oops, that's not them. I'm just going to move these guys out of the way. I'm going to flip on through here and I'm going to stop right there. And it says, I forgive those who have harmed me in my past and peacefully detach from them. Forgiveness plays an essential role in your happiness. Forgiveness replaces the sorrow in your heart with love and peace. Yeah, And I always have something to say about this one whenever it comes up, and that is that I don't think it's always so much about the forgiveness. Some things feel unforgivable, and it's all within your own time. I'm picking up the little pieces of the tea leaves get on here, and if you wonder what I'm doing, picking these up, yes, there's tea leaves down there. But sometimes it's not just about the forgiveness; it's just about deciding that for one reason or another we have to find some kind of closure in a situation. You can't carry this thing with you any longer, and you're not going to. And however you find the ability to set that thing down, that's up to you. But I do find that if we are able to forgive, there's a lot of power in being able to do that. But it's not always possible, and it's not always. The thing is, I think that we think of forgiveness as we have to tell it, I forgive you. I relinquish you of the guilt or the, whatever the pain that you are carrying and whatever. But sometimes we have to just do it within ourselves and not say anything to anybody about it. But we just let it go. We let it kind of, I think of it just floating off into the water and kind of dissolving into nothing, and it becomes almost forgotten at times, and yeah, I don't know. Also, I just, if you've watched any of my readings, always my advice, go to therapy. Go find some therapy if you can, or support group, or even things like Reddit, which I like Reddit because you can stay anonymous on there. If you have your account set up right, you can be anonymous and not divulging too much of your story or whatever, or details. And I've found a lot of support there, even when I just read, what the people are saying. And I especially find this like for parenting groups and mothers and stuff like that. But, I think it's important for us to process and all of that. So if you do have the privilege and access to things like counseling, therapy, or maybe through your church you have counseling or whatever it is, support groups. If you watch my readings or my channel at all, I am in recovery, so I have things like meetings, which it's not technically therapy, but it feels therapeutic. So there are a lot of avenues for that. And yeah, let's see. I guess that's it, Capricorn. I don't know. I'm post the sickness, and I just feel drained, worn out. I'm trying to get ahead of it. Starting to get the whole house clean, and you know how that goes after the holidays and being sick and everything else. It's just like, So I'm trying to keep my brain together. I have that brain fog thing, and last year we had the same thing, and we had the sickness that shall remain nameless, and it did take probably 2 or 3 months for that brain fog feeling to completely go away. So I'm hoping with all the like supplements and vitamins and things that we're taking that, shout out to my husband, Dove and Serpent Tarot. Yeah, that's his name, Dove and Serpent. Paul over at Dove and Serpent Tarot. My most wonderful husband. We're both like, just trying our best to detox from all this stuff and supplement. So hopefully we'll get through it quicker. So Here comes TT. She's eating dinner. She's telling me it's time to go to bed. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to heed her call. And so I love you, Capricorn. I forget if I said my whole thing. Maybe I didn't. I'm going to do it again if I didn't. But if you would be so kind as to like the video, helps the channel. If you haven't subscribed, think about doing that. It is free to subscribe. And if you want to leave a comment, please do. I read them all. So, I love you, I love you, I love you. We will talk soon. Take care of yourself, and good night.